A dimly lit room. A single candle flickers on a wooden table. Outside, the world seems quieter, as though holding its breath. The war has just ended, but the scars are still fresh. Sarah is sitting by the window, staring out, holding Lily's hand. Sarah, quietly, as if speaking to the world, "Finally, it's over. But what have we won?" Lily looks up at her mother, sensing the sadness but not fully understanding. Lily, "Mama, is Daddy coming home now?" Sarah, tears welling in her eyes but forcing a smile. "Yes, sweetheart. Daddy's coming home. I promise." A knock on the door. Sarah stands up quickly, her heart pounding. She opens it to reveal James, standing in the doorway. His uniform is ragged, his eyes hollow, but there's a faint smile on his face. James, hoarsely, "I'm home, Sarah." They embrace, but it's not the joyful reunion Sarah had imagined. It's a moment of relief, but also of uncertainty. He's here, but not fully whole. Sarah, whispering, "James, you're back. I didn't know if I could wait any longer." James, brokenly, eyes flickering with pain, "I didn't think I would make it back. So many didn't." Lily tugs at her mother's skirt. Lily, "Are you going to stay, Daddy?" James, squatting down to her level, his voice cracked. "Yes, sweetheart. I'm going to stay. I'm home now." Sarah's smile fades as she watches James. There's so much she wants to ask, but she doesn't. Not now. Days pass. The family tries to settle into a new normal, but the house feels heavy. Sarah and James sit at the dinner table, the quiet tense. The war has left its imprint on everything, on their love, on their lives. Sarah, quietly, "James, are you okay? I mean, really?" James, looking down at his hands, avoiding her eyes. "I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever be okay." The weight of his words hangs in the air, a silence that speaks of trauma, of loss, of the horrors he witnessed. "Sarah, you don't have to talk about it. I just need you here, with us." James, glancing at Lily, his voice softening. "I want to be. I do. But sometimes the memories won't let go. The faces, the screams, the blood." Sarah reaches for his hand, squeezing it gently. "Sarah, you came back to us, James. That's all that matters. You're here." James smiles faintly, but it's a smile haunted by the ghosts of the battlefield. Later that night, after Lily is asleep, Sarah finds James standing by the window, looking out into the dark. His face is a mask of sorrow and guilt. Sarah, softly, "James, come to bed." James, his voice distant, "I don't know if I can sleep anymore, Sarah. The dreams, they come every night. The men I couldn't save. The things I saw." Sarah, walking over to him, placing her hand on his arm. I know it's hard, but you're here now. You're not alone. You're not those men. You're not that war." James, turning to her, his voice breaking, "But I left pieces of myself out there. I don't know if I can ever bring them back." Sarah gently pulls him into an embrace, holding him close. Her heart aches for him, but she doesn't let go. "Sarah, then we'll find those pieces together, James. You and me and Lily. We'll build something new, a life that isn't about the war." James, nodding slowly as if the words are a lifeline he's afraid to trust. "How can we build something new from so much pain?" Sarah, looking him in the eyes, determination rising in her voice. "We start small, one step at a time. We start with us." The next morning, Sarah wakes up to find James sitting at the kitchen table, a pen in his hand, a piece of paper before him. His eyes are tired, but there's a shift in him, something tentative, but real. Sarah, quietly, What are you writing? James, without looking up, his voice steady but soft. A letter to the ones we lost, to those who didn't make it back. I never had the chance to say goodbye. Sarah, sitting beside him, her voice tender. You can say it now, James. You can honor them with your life, with the life we have here. James, glancing at her, his expression conflicted. I don't know how to live without them, Sarah. How do I do that? Sarah, by living for the ones who are still here, by living for Lily, for me, for you. A long pause as James looks at his daughter, who is playing in the garden outside, laughing as she runs in circles. James, a tear escaping his eye. I want to be the father she deserves. I want to be the man I used to be. For her, for you. Sarah smiles softly, her heart swelling with a bittersweet kind of hope. She knows it won't be easy. Healing never is. But she believes in him, in them. Weeks pass. Sarah continues to care for her family, navigating the delicate balance of hope and grief. One afternoon, Grandma Elizabeth visits. Grandma Elizabeth, sitting with Sarah at the kitchen table. You're doing well, my dear. You've kept this family together when many would have fallen apart. Sarah, I don't feel like I'm doing enough. Grandma Elizabeth, placing a hand on Sarah's. You're doing exactly what James needs, what Lily needs, and what you need. Healing comes in waves. It's okay to let the waves come, Sarah. It's okay to feel the pain. Sarah, looking at her mother, a mixture of gratitude and sorrow in her eyes. I just want to know that one day the weight won't be so heavy, that one day we'll be free of it. Grandma Elizabeth, sighing, her eyes reflecting the weight of her own losses. Maybe we never fully forget, but we learn to live with it, and sometimes that's enough. It's the morning of a bright spring day. Sarah and James stand in their garden, surrounded by blooming flowers. Lily runs up to them, holding a wildflower in her hand. Lily, look, Mommy, look, Daddy, a flower for you. James kneels down to accept the flower, his face lighting up with genuine warmth. For the first time in what feels like forever, he's not haunted. James, taking the flower. It's beautiful, Lily, just like you. Sarah watches them, a quiet tear rolling down her cheek. Not out of sorrow, but out of gratitude. They're moving forward. They're surviving. Sarah, whispering to herself, we'll rebuild, one piece at a time. The camera pulls away, the family together in the sunlight, the past still lingering but no longer defining their every step.